got themselves a new president. Although it's old news now, for a few days before the election, even a few of the British crew were interested in the result. So Channel 4 cameras went out on November the 3rd to record some pre-election feelings amongst the British crew.
Good afternoon, John.
The last time we saw Fred was at the start of the Alaskan season during one of the David Ripoff reports, but today, Fred, what does the American election mean to you, and how much do you care about who wins tomorrow?
Well, I think everybody should care, you know. I don't know a great deal about American politics. I think that, you know, they've really got a pretty bad choice. I've spoken to a lot of people who are Americans themselves, and they seem stuck between a guy who's been in for 4 years and just backed up all the time, and a guy, Ronald Reagan, who wasn't a very good movie star. You know, his history in politics, he seemed to do okay as governor of California, but I don't really think he's experienced enough in international affairs. To tell you the truth, if he gets in, I'll be scared shitless.
Won't make any difference to us either, Tim, will it?
I know that it won't make any difference to us, but to all the Americans tomorrow, it's a big deal, and we're dealing with Americans on the ship here. But for instance, if I was to ask you who the third candidate in the election is, would you be able to answer me?
The third?
Yeah.
I only know Reagan and Carter.
Okay, and
well, I think Jimmy Carter, I think I would go for, but I think it's a pretty poor choice for a country as large as this.
Okay, and let me see, I was just talking to Billy over there about, we're in the cruise business, right, and our basic aim, regardless of what's going on in the world, is to please these people. Now, Billy was saying that tomorrow night is going to be a big celebration. Now, I said to him, well, that's all very well, but what happens to the passengers who lose? How do you think we're going to handle those upset passengers?
Well, I hadn't really thought of it in those terms at all, but if there is a very clear majority, then obviously there's going to be a clear majority of the passengers are going to be happy, so I think we ought to go with the majority. We can't please both sides, can we?
Okay, Oscar, and one last question. How's your appearances in pub night going lately?
Oh, very fine, Colonel, very fine. There's a great backup coming from the other members of the bar, sweeping floors and stuffing paper in their ears and things like this. It's become quite a farce.
The election doesn't really have a big bearing on me, I'm afraid, but I'd like to see Reagan win. I think he will win too. I think we could do with a change of leadership there.
Okay, myself, it's not really too worried, you know, not too worried what happens which way. Myself, but it's personal. You know.
Okay, and the second question is, David, the two main candidates, who would you just like to see be there for any reason whatsoever?
Well, I'd like to see Carter, see if he can prove himself this time, you know. I think so.
Well, I don't really like him, but Carter, because I don't like Reagan at all.
Amongst those crew members who left the ship on Saturday was a very famous personality from the Baker's department, Charlie the Chicken. In fact, he's so famous that none of us know what Charlie's second name is. He became famous as a chicken in 1979 when